On this episode of Rack Daddies, Markle is out punching his final PA doe tag while Trevor encounters a giant buck named Psycho, and it all starts right now.
So the season, it's rolling along, and we're just out there basically logging tons of hours.
So if I'm not in the woods hunting, I'm filming for Trevor, Noah, or my dad, and I'm playing college golf too, so I literally have no time on my schedule, which is probably why my GPA suffered.
It was a 2.06.
Yep, that's about right. Hunting with Axel's dad is...
Hey, it's pretty awesome. I mean, my man's out there basically getting it every day in the stand with us. He kills a bigger buck than all of us, so...
Hunting with Axel's dad is...
Legendary.
Can you elaborate on that?
Legendary. Hey, my man Ron Hartman. Just listen to the stuff he says.
Other guys are out. Your video shoot. What's today, you think?
I don't know, late October.
October. No, 19th.
Yeah.
Day after Maggie's wedding. Heavy frost in the morning. Whitetail take warning. They're going down. We had our first heavy frost this morning. It's about 4 o'clock right now. Wind's blowing in our direction, so it's good for us with the field here. Do I food in my teeth?
What?
Do I food in my teeth?
No. Coming up.
So, Noah gets the camera on and we're like, that is a rack buck right there.
A hunter doesn't need big tractors or fancy equipment to make a food plot. A hunter doesn't need a big buck on the bag to have a successful food plot. But what a hunter does need is his own 2 hands, a little hard work, and some quality seeds. Because it's not about what's on the bag, it's about what's in the bag. D-Rag Wildlife Seed Blends, what's in your dirt.
I threw the GoPro on my bow, headed out to the stand, saw deer in there every night, so I knew it was just a matter of time. Once you know it, here comes the doe.
So, I'm gonna back out. I still have some camera light. Come back out for a few hours. Come back in the morning. My hair fell out, so we'll see what happens.
Hey guys, here she is. It's October 24th. I didn't think I hit her too great, but she's down. Real old doe. Real happy. We're out here rack daddies.
Passes up on a split brow tine buck with barely any daylight left. Probably could have shot him, but then decides to shoot a doe without a cameraman. Okay.
When hunting on windy days like today, shooting should not be your main concern. There's a lot of other factors to take in other than the flight of your arrow moving with the wind. Dang it. What a lot of hunters don't think about is where they're gonna walk into and which way the wind is blowing in comparison to that, because the way that you walk in could affect the outcome of your hunt. You could be walking right by a deer's living room and having all your odors, all your scents blown right in the living room. That could stop that real mature buck that you've been chasing after from coming to your stand that night. It could change its pattern. You might have it patterned down pat. Well, guess what? You walk through his living room, he smells something up, he might not be there the rest of the night. And this doesn't just go with hunting either. When you're checking your trail cams in season or maybe right before the season starts, make sure you're thinking about where you're walking so you do not blow your odors and affect the way the deer are traveling. My name's Axel Hartman, and thanks for tuning in to this week's Rack Daddies Tech Tips. This episode of Rack Daddies is brought to you by Cryptek Camouflage, from battlefield to backcountry. Athens Archery, engineered to kill. D-Rag Wildlife Seed Blends, what's in your dirt. Rack Getter Scents and Lures. Big and J Long Range Attractants. NASA Liquid Fertilizer. Hawk Hunting, hunt from above. USA Trail Cams, innovation, design, quality. Antler Grow, deer don't eat dirt.
Alright, it's October 8th, 4:15. We got Noah Markle on camera. If a couple does come in, I'm gonna try to take one. Perfect weather out, about 75 degrees, 70 degrees, so if anything comes in, stick with it.
All right, so we had a pretty good day. We saw a few doe, saw a few raccoons that probably would have gotten shot if they would have came in range, but it was getting pretty dark, so we decided to pack up a little early and get out of there.
Well, we had a pretty interesting day. Earlier in the day, we had one and fawn come out about hour 15 later, we had the mom. Big doe came out in the middle of the field at about 85 yards, so nothing came into shooting range, so we couldn't take a shot at anything. But
then out of nowhere, we saw a deer cruising down the middle of the field. We couldn't really see because it was dark. We looked through the binoculars, and they were Psycho.
Oh my gosh, he's a monster.
So that just goes for an example for you guys. Things can change like that when you're sitting in a deer stand, and it's stuff like that that'll get you coming back and back for more year after year. And to do it with your buddies is just even better.
Me and Noah were just sitting there on our phones talking, shooting the stuff and everything, and then all of a sudden we look up and we're like, dude, there's a deer in the field. So Noah gets the camera on and we're like, that is a rack buck right there. That is a rack buck. And we're gonna call him Psycho because Axel's dad, I texted Axel's dad a picture of him, and he was like, he needs some aerotherapy, so we called him a Psycho. So there you have it. This thing is an absolute giant. I hope he stays in the area so bad. So wish us luck for the upcoming season.
Just a little update for you guys. We do think Psycho did survive the season due to some 2016 trail cam pictures off the USA Trail Cam.
Next week on Rack Daddies.
Markle's out trying to get a little redemption on the ring chicken.